Hello and back for my weekly WWE review. I'll be reviewing Raw Smackdown, talking about NXT and 205 Live as well. I was very negative in my backlash review as I thought it was a poor show. A bit more positive about WWE this week. It wasn't amazing. There were some good bits, there were some bad bits. I'm just going to break it down. So I'll start with Raw. Kurt Angle came out and announced that build up for Money in the Bank. There's going to be qualifying matches. Announced the main event I'll get to later, and a women's match as well. Strowman came out. Braun Strowman told a random story about a treehouse, which was pretty weird and pointless. But then he also came up with, he's saying he should be given an opportunity because he's been on fire recently, and Kurt agreed with him. And then Kevin Owens came out saying that he should be the one getting the opportunity, and cut a nice little line about Braun being a bad monster, but saying that he was the star and all that kind of stuff, normal stuff. It was a fine, good Kevin Owens promo, which he normally is. That set up a match between the two, which Strowman was always going to win. He did win. It was an average to decent opening match of Raw, I guess. Some nice spots with Strowman charging around outside, Kevin bumping. He's on a losing streak. Owens, obviously Strowman won this one, no interference from Sami Zayn or anything. I think he's lost 13 out of 14 matches recently or something like that. I saw today. That is crazy for a big star. I don't know what they're going to do with Owens. I don't know what his direction is going to be. Strowman, I can't see him winning Money in the Bank match. He doesn't need to win. He doesn't need a briefcase to go for the Universal Championship. He should be probably going for the title anyway. So who knows what's going to happen there. The next bit of Raw saw a Roman Reigns backstage promo, just a normal whiny promo from Reigns that we've been getting recently. They just need to turn him heel already. It's not working. They're destroying him. He's a good performer, a good wrestler, but the booking's awful for him at the moment, and it's just getting worse and worse. They just need to give up on this push and turn him heel, and I think he would be fine, but they seem to be so reluctant to do that, and I just don't understand why at this point. The experiment has failed. After that, we got Bayley doing a little phone promo, which was fine, just announcing her intention to be Miss Money in the Bank. And then Breezango did a little funny one. They talked about having a new case. Obviously not a Fashion Files case, but they want a briefcase. They're not going to get, obviously, but it's a bit of fun, I suppose. And then we got Kurt Angle backstage again. He's approached by Goldust of all people. He wanted a Money in the Bank chance. Kurt didn't really give him an answer, so I don't know where that went to. And he was interrupted by Jinder Mahal, who said he was demanding to be put in a Money in the Bank qualifier. So there's a lot of people throwing their name in, which is fine. You want to get people. Everyone should be given that sort of opportunity or something. Or it looks as if they're getting the opportunity, even if they're not. Kurt tells Jinder that he's on a losing streak. He hasn't won a match yet on Raw, so if he wins his match tonight, he might consider it, give him an opportunity to qualify. And he put him in a match against Chad Gable, who of course beat him, I think, 2 weeks ago on Raw. Then we got a match, and the second match of the night, No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide versus Baron Corbin and a Revival. Bit of a random put together match. It was quite short, 6-man tag match. No real point to it other than to continue the sort of weird brief feud between No Way Jose and Baron Corbin. Corbin and the Revival, of course, won this. It was quite a short match. Everyone tagged in a little bit. Corbin got the end of days on No Way Jose to get the pin for a win. Nice to see the Revival on Raw. Should be getting a little bit more of a push than they are, and the same goes with Corbin, really. So I'm glad they got the win, and they need to do more with them in general. Then we got the Money in the Bank qualifier, the second one of the night, between Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Sasha Banks. I actually thought this was a really good match. 3 decent women wrestlers. Ember won the match. Bit disappointed for Sasha not being in there as well. I would like, obviously, Ember's new on the roster, and I'm glad to see her getting the push because I watched a lot of her in NXT and I think she's great. But Sasha, I'm a big fan of Sasha too. Ruby Riott not so much. Obviously the Riott Squad got involved in the match a bit, as you'd expect. It was fine from that point of view. The finish of the match was the cool bit, really. Ember doing a double eclipse on both of them, pinning Ruby Riott for the win. Bailey did come out as well at some point to help Sasha, so that was interesting. I have no idea where that storyline's going. I don't know whether they're friends, whether they're going to have a feud at this point. Who knows what is going on there? That is really messed up, that storyline. But yeah, so Ember's in the Money in the Bank match, which is great. Then we got the strange Bobby Lashley interview and video package. The video package before it was fine, I guess, but what a weird segment that was. Not talking about wrestling, just talking about how much he loves his family. It's not, how is that meant to get him popular? I'd like to see Lashley be a heel anyway. I think he could be a big badass heel. But if they're trying to get him as a babyface, that is not the way to push it. That I just don't think that did anything for him whatsoever. It was just cringy and weird. Not a fan of that at all. And I've seen online a lot of other people agree with that. I think it was a bit of a misstep to do that interview. I just don't understand why. He's been very wasted so far, just in tag matches, not really done anything. If they're going to bring him back just to do that, then what's the point? He should be a much bigger deal than this. And then there's a little more stuff to do with Kevin Owens and Sammy backstage. They keep doing little hints that they might break up, little things saying, are they still friends, supporting each other? That was a fine little segment. I like watching those two. I always enjoy them together, especially. And then we got that Chad Gable Jinder Mahal match. It was an average match. Jinder doesn't really have good matches. Chad Gable has had a few, but it was an okay match. Jinder dominated the match, as you'd expect, really. And this time he did get the win. Classic 50-50 booking. Give one guy one win and then give the other guy the win. So Jinder got his win back. And obviously now you're expecting more with him on the show, approaching Kurt Angle. Goes to Kurt Angle backstage with Zack Ryder, who's having a little chat. It's in Zack Ryder's hometown as well, by the way, this show. So kind of expecting him to do something on the show, but he just has this little thing with Kurt, and Kurt goes woo or whatever. It was okay. It's a bit pointless, really. But Jinder comes in, and Kurt tells him he's still not getting his chance. So yeah, a pretty annoyed Jinder Mahal, as you'd expect. We then got a tag team match. Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus Heath Slater and Rhino. Bit of a squash match, really. It was quite quick. Heath Slater did get some early offense in. They were chanting he's got kids a lot in the match. Shows that Heath Slater's still quite a popular guy, despite him being a complete jobber and never winning. The fans still enjoy him, and I enjoy him as a comedy wrestler. Lower card guy. But what really struck me in this match is how great McIntyre and Ziggler are as a team. Their double moves are really slick and they look good together. The moves, did that move over the rope where Ziggler then did the kick on the outside of the ring. That looked really great. I can't remember what it was called, that one. But then they do their Claymore zigzag finisher as well, which looks really good. So yeah, they're on a bit of a roll. I'm glad to see Ziggler getting a decent role again because he's one of my favourite guys, and McIntyre is really good as well. So yeah, I mean, I can see them being potential tag team champions actually on Raw. I wouldn't mind a feud with them with the Leaders of Worlds in the near future. Who knows who the next challengers for the tag team partners will be? Could be AOP. They weren't even on this show again, were they? So, although I think they may have had a little backstage promo at some point, but they're not really seeming a big deal so far since they come up, which I'm a bit surprised about. Then we got our normal entertaining Elias segment. I love Elias. I can watch him do his thing for quite a long time. It's a very over segment. Everyone loves it. And he gets interrupted predictably by Bobby Roode. They have an okay match. It's their third in the series, I think. Elias, of course, won the first two. So Roode got his win back here. It was quite a slow match. And then kind of out of nowhere came a glorious DDT to win the match. it was what it was. Rude then does a promo after the match about being in the Money in the Bank match, saying it would be glorious, which, you know, it's quite an obvious thing to say, really. Um, yeah, it's all fine, this, but nothing special there. Then it was time for Raw's MVP, Seth Rollins. He came out to a huge ovation from the fans. Everyone singing "Burn It Down." He talks about being a fighting champion, showed a bit of respect for Miz, but also said that, you know, he doesn't want to be the same kind of champion as the Miz, and offered an open challenge, which I hope to see more of. And then surprisingly, Mojo Rawley came out, and I was a bit like, oh no, why Mojo Rawley? But I guess it was because people wanted to see Zack Ryder in his hometown, so it made sense in that sense. Mojo cut a promo about how it's going to be Monday Night Rawley, not Monday Night Rollins, which was quite good. I like that. And then they had a match, and it was a surprisingly good match, maybe because Seth Rollins was in it, and he can have a good match with almost anybody. But Mojo got a lot of offense in, and he looked quite strong in this match. And if the idea is similar to the John Cena US Open Challenge, where Cena was going to win these matches, but new people you wouldn't expect to be in a match were made to look quite good. And Cena did loads of them, and I hope Seth Rollins can do something similar here. So Mojo looked quite good in this match, and I thought it was a good match for him. One of his best I can remember him having. And Rollins is great, so I like that match. It was good. Then we got the Deleters of Worlds versus Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Bo and Curtis did a little promo at the side, talking about their new team name when they haven't got one yet. These guys are quite funny. I've enjoyed them in recent weeks, trying to team up with Rollins and Balor. I hope they do something with them because I think they're good. I think they're entertaining. So, I mean, they're never going to be main eventers or anything, but I'm hoping they at least stay on TV. The Deleters of the World, of course, the tag team champions, got their win as you'd expect. They've been debuting a new finisher, a different version of the Sister Abigail. This looked quite cool. I preferred it. They've tried 2 or 3 different finishing moves. This was probably the best of the lot so far. So yeah, I was happy with that, and I really like this team. I called it before Bray and Matt got together that that's what they should do, and they've done it, and I like them together. They're interesting characters. So I wonder who's going to challenge them. Could be interesting. We ended a couple of more phone promos about Money in the Bank. So you got Natalia doing one saying she knows how to win, which was a weird one because she's only been in one Money in the Bank match and she didn't win it. So it made no sense. It was a bit crap. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that really. And then Baron Corbin did one, who has of course won one last year, saying that he could win it again, which is fair enough. If he does, yeah, you'd want him to cash in the second time, but I can't see him even getting in the Money in the Bank match how he's been booked currently. So to the main event of Raw, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn in a triple threat match. Winner gets in the Money in the Bank, and I thought, oh no, is Reigns just going to win this? But I thought, no, it's too obvious. Like, they can't just book him like that. It was a really good match. They were booing Reigns, and Sami Zayn and Finn Balor teamed up a lot to beat up Reigns, and the crowd were going crazy. And they got him out of the ring and into the crowd and did a coup de grace in the crowd. And Reigns was gone for a while. You knew he was going to come back, and then I thought, oh no, he's going to come back and win. Sami and Finn had a really good sort of one-on-one match for a while. That was good. So yeah, no complaints about that. It was a really good match there. And then Roman came back. He's made his comeback. Looked like he was going to win. And just as he's about to win, Jinder Mahal trips him up. So it looks like we're getting Roman versus Jinder, which no one is going to be excited about. But it did mean that Roman's not in the Money in the Bank match, which I guess is a good thing. So Sami did the haluva kick on Reigns. He went out the ring. Jinder just watched on, and then Balor took advantage and did the coup de grace on Sami for the win. And Finn Balor goes into the Money in the Bank match, which is great because he's been kind of going a bit nowhere. Had sort of feud for Seth Rollins a bit, but not really. And he's got his opportunity, and I wouldn't mind seeing him win Money in the Bank. Not sure where Sami goes really from here. It's the same with Kevin. I mean, they're the team, so maybe they'll team up and do tag team matches or something. I don't know, but yeah. So pleased with Finn Balor. He deserves it. So overall, this show was good. There was lots of good wrestling on it. There wasn't much storytelling, wasn't much advancement of stories. But we have got 6 weeks to Money in the Bank, so I guess we've got to be a bit patient for that to build up a bit more. But yeah, the matches itself, there was 2 or 3 really good ones. The opener was okay. The women's Money in the Bank match was good. The main event was good. I really like seeing Ziggler and McIntyre together. So yeah, I was satisfied with the show, I guess. And then on Tuesday night, of course, we got SmackDown, and this started quite well. Paige came out. She did a kind of awkward promo because she was talking about Backlash being a massive success, and everyone was kind of like, yeah, okay. Because it wasn't at all, and it was kind of awkward. I don't know why they told her to say that. And then she announced that there was going to be a qualifier, and it was going to be starting right now. And then Jeff Hardy came out to a big pop, and then The Miz came out and also got a big pop from the crowd. This is a pretty good match for a SmackDown opener. Miz is putting in some really consistent matches at the moment, to be fair. You know, he used to get slack for, you know, he's always been amazing on the mic. His matches didn't used to be that great, but these days he's really solid in the ring. Jeff Hardy's a really good wrestler, obviously. Decent match. Went quite long, this one. 15-20 minutes, I think it went, which was quite long. But I thought The Miz was going to win, and he did, because Jeff Hardy doesn't need to be in this match. He's got the United States title, so he's probably going to be a feud for that. The Miz could be a potential match Money in the Bank winner. Again, he won it 8 years ago, but he's a completely different guy to then, as far as I'm concerned. He's a much better all-round guy, and he could win it this time. And he put in a really good showing again here. The finish was a bit weird. Swanton bomb. It looked like Jeff was going to win. Gets the 2 count, and Miz rolls him up, and then gets a cheeky roll-up win. Made the Swanton bomb look kind of weak. That's my only slight criticism. But it was the Miz. He gets sneaky victories like that sometimes. Overall, it wasn't bad. It was decent, and the Miz goes on to the Money in the Bank. And we got a backstage segment. Sheamus eating some Lucky Charms as he's Irish. It was quite funny. He's upset about losing to Xavier Woods last week. Cesaro said, "Oh, don't worry about it," and you know, but I wouldn't have done it if it was me. Sheamus is kicking off, and you're thinking, "Oh, the bar are going to have some tension split up here." But then they were okay in the end. They come out for their match later, announcing that Cesaro was going to take on Xavier as well later on. Did a little sanity video package. I'm kind of bored of those now. I just want to see them. They're really good on NXT. Just get it over and done with. And the same goes for Almas, who is appearing. He came later in the show and said he's appearing and making his debut in London next week, which I'm excited about because I'm going to be at the show at SmackDown Live in London. So yeah, that's great. I get to see Almas's debut finally because he was great on NXT as the champion. There was a little Nakamura backstage segment next. He says he did learn English, but he's forgot it. He called AJ nuts, which was quite a little pun. I really like heel Nakamura at the moment. He's kind of funny, kind of cocky. So yeah, like wasn't cleared to compete on the show, and that was about it. Saying he's not finished with AJ Styles really. And then there's a little Carmella phone promo where she's doing her usual crazy stuff, and I really enjoy Carmella at the moment. I'm probably in the minority there, but I find it quite funny. And trash talking and all that. And she's doing a celebration in London, which again I'm going to enjoy live, I'm sure. So that's fun. Then there's a little Ty Dillinger one saying he's going to win Money in the Bank. Yeah, okay, Ty. And then Naomi had one as well. Same thing, just there. Then we had Charlotte versus Peyton Royce for a Money in the Bank qualifier. The Iconics put another funny promo at the start of the match. Something about Billy Kay's uncle Craig losing his star because he was found Charlotte losing so hilarious to Carmella. It was a funny little promo. I like what they do. They laugh at their own crappy jokes, and they're just kind of funny and stupid, but they're all right. And then they had a match. It was just a match. It was okay. There was one dodgy spot. Charlotte went to do a moonsault and didn't really look right. Peyton, I think, got up too early or something. I'm not really sure what happened there. Other than that, it was an okay match. And then Charlotte won. So, yeah, Peyton and Billy, not sure where they go from here. Charlotte in the Money in the Bank match. She was probably always going to be in there realistically. Then there was a little backstage Daniel Bryan promo showing his passion as always, doing a little shadow boxing, warming up. It was fine. It was Daniel Bryan. It was, it was okay. And then Shelton Benjamin did a little phone promo about Money in the Bank. It was kind of aggressive, kind of alright. And then Asuka had one, and it just felt like what has happened to her. The undefeated streak ended to WrestleMania. She lost. She's lost the tag team match, and now she's doing these cringy promos. What a waste. What a waste of Asuka at the moment. And I don't know how she's going to come back from this. She probably will, but just don't see the direction at the moment. Then we got that Xavier Woods Cesaro match. It was a fairly solid match for a TV mid-card match. There's some silly pancake stuff outside. Big E chucking stuff at Sheamus. Crowd going mad saying we want pancakes. Absolutely crazy. I don't know why they're still so into the New Day and the pancake gimmick, really, after all this time, but they are. It seems to be. It was a solid match. Xavier Woods looked really good in here. I always think he looks good in his singles matches. He could be a really good singles wrestler. Cesaro is obviously great anyway. And then it ended with Xavier Woods jumping off the top rope and Cesaro getting an uppercut, which was a nice, cool finish. So yeah, Cesaro won, and then it was announced that next week they'll have a tag team match, the New Day versus the Bar, and the winner of that gets a team member in the Money in the Bank match, which makes me think there's going to be trouble for one of those two teams, because whoever wins has to pick a member. So Sheamus and Cesaro win, they're going to argue over who gets in that. I could see one of these teams falling apart soon. So that's what I'm assuming. That's what I took from that. Then there was an AJ Styles promo with his cut on his face. He wasn't clear to complete. Basically just saying he's not finished with Nakamura either. It was what it was. It was there. You have to show AJ Styles on the show. Couldn't wrestle. Promo, whatever. It's fine. And then the Bludgeon Brothers did a little weird promo in a random room somewhere with all the tag teams' heads cut off and stuff. It was weird, but I kind of liked it. It kind of showed their creepy character. They need to do more with them on the show, on the actual show. They're not on there often enough for me. As they have the belts. Otherwise, I wouldn't be that bothered. But yeah, that was fine. It was what it was. Then we got Becky Lynch v Mandy Rose. There was a little thing backstage with Sonya and Mandy getting ready to come out. Paige then banned Sonya Deville from ringside, saying Absolution's dead. That kind of surprised me that she would, going that fast. They're obviously creating some sort of feud there between Paige and those two, I'm guessing, with the management. And Mandy Rose's entrance. Now, I've heard a lot of people talking about this, and personally, I liked it. I thought it went on a bit long, but it gave me a kind of gold dusty vibe with all the blurring and the gold, and she looked amazing. So I'm not complaining at that entrance. One thing I will complain about though is the match itself wasn't very good, and Becky Lynch lost clean again. I'm guessing they're doing a storyline where she goes on a losing streak, but she is one of the best female wrestlers, and they are just killing her at the moment. I get that Mandy Rose probably needs a bit of a push, but Christ, Becky is just ruined at this point, and I feel sorry for her. And then we got the main event match, which was Daniel Bryan versus Rusev. Winner is in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Lovely little bit of Aiden English singing and rapping at the start doing his promo. Always entertaining. Got a lot of time for that. Aiden English is great. Really good match, as you'd expect, between two really good wrestlers. But not the finish you'd expect. Took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting Rusev to win clean. I thought he may win because I thought Big Cass would interfere in the match. And I did have a feeling in the back of my mind of, is Daniel Bryan going to be able to compete in a ladder match with his concussion history and stuff? But I didn't expect it to happen the way it wanted. It was a big boost for Rusev to get a clean win over Daniel Bryan. That is massive. So hopefully Rusev Day is not dead. Hopefully Rusev Day is making a return, because I've got a Rusev Day t-shirt and wear it next week to SmackDown. So yeah, I'm happy that Rusev's doing something. But I was surprised. Daniel Bryan can afford the loss as far as I'm concerned. He's had a great showing in that Royal Rumble where he lasted nearly the whole match. He won against Big Cass very quickly the other day, so losing this isn't going to hurt his credibility or anything. I saw some people moaning about it, saying, Brian's not been back long enough, but it's fine. And Rusev deserves that spot. I mean, I don't know why they could have put Rusev against someone else, I guess, but I'm glad Rusev is getting the Money in the Bank. I don't think he'll win the match, but I wouldn't mind if he did. So there's a few absences on the show, which I think is good to talk about. No Samoa Joe is disappointing because I love Samoa Joe, but I'm guessing that means he's definitely be on the show when I'm there live next week, which is good. No Randy Orton, no Usos. So there's a few people missing. I feel like the SmackDown, no Gallows and Anderson. I feel the SmackDown no roster's almost got too many people on it, too many top people on it at the moment. They can't fit enough in the 2 hours. Not suggesting they go 3 hours, but it's just a strange situation. So let's talk for a couple of minutes about NXT and 205 Live. So I watched 205 Live today. It's improved a lot, I think, in the last few weeks since, the tournament, really. There's not much storylines. There's a couple with Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa, and there's the Lucha versus the Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick, who had a really decent tag match. I like watching the Lucha wrestle. I like their style, the flips and everything. It was entertaining. They had a good match on the show. Then there was a squash match with Tony Nese, which was just there and it was a bit pointless. But the main event was the real talking point between Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali. That was a really, really good match. Buddy Murphy won, so it makes me think he's going for the title next against Cedric. And NXT was good as always. Ricochet cut a nice promo. Looks like him and Velveteen Dream are going to be in a feud. EC3 had his first singles match on the show, which he beat some guy called Raul Mendoza very quickly. Did a nice little promo. It's going to turn NXT into NX3 and the top 1% and all that stuff. I love his entrance music as well. It's looking really great. You had the Vanessa Bourne versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai, first time I've really seen her in a proper match. I've seen her in a lot of segments. She looked really good. Very quick, nice kicks, very good finisher. Vanessa Bourne, I thought looked nice. And she looks decent as well, actually. So yeah, not a bad match. And then Shayna Baszler come out and choked out Dakota Kai whilst looking at Vanessa Bourne were looking at Dakota Kai, which I thought was a nice sort of psychology, mental torture kind of storyline. I liked it. Then Dakota Kai scared backstage, did a backstage interview, and Shayna come out and they were going to everyone. Then Nikki Cross was there as well. And so it's getting a lot of women wrestlers in the mix. I like it. It's quite good. So I don't know who's going to challenge Shayna next, but could be Dakota, Nikki, someone. But there's quite a lot going on there. And that I thought the women's division might struggle after Ember Moon got called up, but they're not done too badly so far. And then there was a tag team match with War Raiders. They are huge against Heavy Machinery, who are also heavy. Just 4 big guys going at each other. What's not to like? It was good. And then you got Tommaso Ciampa doing his heel stuff against Cassius Ohno. Good match. He came out with no music, which is classic heel. He's really good with that. Did some dirty stuff with the brace and in the match, as well as a few other things. Eye gouging, you suck chance. He was playing a really good heel. So yeah, that was this week. Overall, not a bad week. So I'm going to talk about my wrestler and match of the week. So my wrestler of the week has to be Seth Rollins. He put in the match of the night, obviously, at Backlash with The Miz. And then I like the way he's going. He's really popular at the moment. I like the Intercontinental Open Challenge thing he did with Mojo. Has to be Seth Rollins. Honourable mentions probably to The Miz for having 2 decent matches and qualifying for the Money in the Bank. And Rusev beating Daniel Bryan. They get honourable mentions. Match of the week, Seth and Miz at Backlash is the obvious one. If I'm talking about just Raw and SmackDown though, I'll probably go to a Raw main event triple threat match. I thought that was decent. Set up a feud. Finn Balor won, which was good. So I'd go with that. So yeah, not a bad week overall for WWE since Backlash. Backlash was terrible. I'm hoping Money in the Bank is going to be a good show. I'm going to Raw and SmackDown, both Raw and SmackDown next week, so I'm excited about that. My first time going to see it live. So yeah, hoping to see more Money in the Bank qualifiers and good wrestling and some good storylines set up and maybe a couple of shocks or something. I heard we're getting the UK versus the cruiserweight, so we might see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and people like that, which is great because I'm a big fan of those guys. So yeah, I'll be back next week to probably talk about my live experience at Raw and SmackDown. Bye.